Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your guy, Mr. Austin, aka Mr. Sauce. Welcome to another episode of Campfire Projects. Today, we're going to be working on a tissue paper parachute. So, I'm gonna let you know this isn't the easiest of projects, but it's simple enough to get it done. I do recommend that you work with a partner, a parent, a friend, somebody that you can trust to help you get this done. It's really fun, and we're gonna have a lot of fun doing it. The materials that you'll need are as follows. You need tissue paper, at least 9 sheets. They all need to be the same size. You need a straight edge, like a ruler or a meter stick, some glue, a pen, some scissors. Later in the experiment, you'll also need a heat source, like a blow dryer. If you're too young to handle a blow dryer, make sure your parents are there so they can either help you do it or watch you do it. So, let's get started. About in front of you. Oh, by the way, you're going to need a big area in front of you to work. A big table, maybe even the living room floor. But, what you're going to do is you're going to take 4 sheets of tissue paper, and you're going to glue them side by side next to each other. Take your glue, put it on the edge of the paper, all the way up. And make sure your edges line up. Stick it on there and press down. 2 things. Tissue paper is very fragile, so make sure you're really gentle, because you don't want to be too rough and rip it. So just like I did right here with the blue and the green, I glued it together. And what you're going to do is you're going to do this with 4 pieces of paper. So when you get done, it should look like this. See, I got 4 sheets of paper glued together in one long banner. After you do this, put it down, set it aside, because you're going to need it later on. Now, your next step is you're going to take another piece of tissue paper, and you're going to measure across the side about 1/3 of the way up the side of the paper. So, and you're going to mark it with your pen. I have 20 by 20 inch paper, so it's going to be about 6 inches, a little bit more than 6 inches. So I'm going to mark it on both sides up the side of the paper. And then I'm going to do the same thing at the top of the paper. So up the side, you're going to have a mark on each side, and then you're going to have 2 marks at the top, about 1/3 of the way in. We're doing this to create a pennant-like shape. Because our next step we're going to do is we're going to take this tissue paper, we're going to connect the lines, and we're going to make a cut. Now that you have 4 pennant-shaped pieces of tissue paper, what you're going to do, just like the first step where you glue the sheets together, the straight edge on the tissue papers, you're going to glue together. Take your glue, just like we did with the other tissue paper, glue across the bottom. Be careful and connect it. You're going to do this with all 4 pieces of paper, all 4 sheets. And after you get done, you should have something that looks a little bit like this. Now this is where it gets a little bit tricky. So, after you get your 4 pennant sheets glued together, you're going to glue the diagonal sides together. So, what made it a little bit easier for me is I folded 1 sheet over the other sheet to get somewhat of an angled look. To get somewhat of an angled look. Now here, I'm going to take the pink put glue on the pink side. And I'm going to fold the pink over and glue it to the yellow. Look a little bit like this, and when you open it up, you have now connected. You're going to do this with all 4 sheets, actually just 3 of the 4. You're not going to connect the 2 edge pieces yet. We'll do that a little bit later. So you're going to connect your 3 middle pieces. So you're going to connect the first to the second to the third, and the third to the fourth, but you won't connect the first to the fourth. After you get done gluing these pitted pieces together, you should have something that looks a little bit like this. Now, we're almost done. The next thing you're gonna do is you're gonna take your long sheet of 4 tissue straight, the square tissue papers lined up next to each other. You're going to put those on the bottom, and then on top of that you're going to have your pennant shape. And what you're going to do is you're now going to glue the long edge of the pennant shape to the top of your long banner shape. Now this is where I said you might really want to use your partner, because it's easier if somebody holds the top and somebody glues. That way you can get a nice, even, and pretty collab when they come together. Keep everything as straight as possible. So, when you get done gluing everything together, you should have an open, almost an open parachute. It should look like a cone. So, after you get all 8 of these sheets together, your next step is to combine the edges. When you're done, you should have something like this. Top, 4 sides, with the hole at the bottom. Disclaimer: we don't want to use fire or open flame in this experiment, because tissue paper is going to do nothing but make a bigger fire, and that's not what we want. We need a heat source like a blow dryer, an air popcorn popper, a hot air popcorn popper, may I say, or something of that nature. So what you're going to do is you're going to hold the blow dryer at the bottom where the hole is. It might help if you hold the tissue paper around the nose of the blow dryer so you can secure all the air in. And then after that, depending on how hot the air is, your parachute should shoot up. If it doesn't shoot up, it'll at least stay in a risen state to where you can see the whole parachute. Do this at home, take notes, decorate it, color it all you want to, and have fun with it. Once again, this is your host, Mr. Austin, aka Mr. Sauce, for Campfire Projects. I'll see you next time.